So today we're going to talk about the Glasgow COMA scale. So you have to remember three things: eyes, verbal, and movement. So we have three things that we're judging: eye, verbal, and movement. And I drew up a short little chart here. It's a scale from 4 to 1 for the eyes, 5 to 1 for verbal, and 6 to 1 for the motor. Now, 1 is the worst score you can get for anything, okay? And this is, 15 would be the best. So 15 might be you and I, walking, talking, able to respond to stimulation, that sort of a thing. But it's the in-betweens that we're going to talk about. So let's talk about the short one. Let's talk about eye. Eye, number 4, is when you open your eyes spontaneously. Number 3 is when you open to a verbal command. You say, hey, wake up. I can open my eyes. 2, you open your eyes to pain. 1 is you never open your eyes. Okay? That's the eye. The verbal, this is the kind of verbal response that you're getting from the patient. So, oriented, conversing, you and I, we would be a 5 right now. 4, disoriented, I'm not sure exactly where I am, or I'm not really sure how I got here or what just happened, would be a 4. 3, inappropriate responses. It's like ordering a Big Mac after a bridge collapsed and your legs are trapped underneath them. That would be an inappropriate response. Incomprehensible sounds, things that you don't know what they're saying. It's not a language problem. It's they're making sounds, but you really can't cohere them. That would be 2 for verbal. And 1 is there is no verbal response whatsoever. The motor response, again, we have more responses here. Now this is getting into how the brain is actually functioning, which is why we have more options. The motor response, 6, would be what we would expect it to be. You're obeying verbal commands. So you say, move your right arm, I'm moving my right arm. You say, hey, look over here, obeying verbal commands. Motor response, localized to pain. So that would be more of the response is more limited by the kind of pain that you have. Number 4 is you're withdrawing from pain. So if I poke you with a sharp object, or if I tap on a tender area, you might withdraw from that pain. Now 2 and 3. This is down into the brain stem damage, okay? Decorticate is number 3. Decorticate is pulling it in. So if we might do like a sternal rub, decorticate, things would be pulled in. Decerebrate is when you extend out. So this is, you imagine a patient probably laying in bed, and you may do some kind of a painful stimuli. Decorticate core is in. That's a little bit better, so that's a 3. And decerebrate is extended out. 1 would be absolutely no response to pain. So as I mentioned before, 15 is the best, 3 is the worst, and that is the Glasgow COMA scale.